How to crank 90s. In a fight, height usually has the advantage. Cranking 90s is one of the fastest way to get height. To be able to successfully do these 90s, you need to understand the following: the physics of it, the movement, and the timing of it. And then we'll see what to do when you make a mistake. 90s physics. First of all, let's talk about the build itself. You'll need to place 2 attached walls, a floor at the bottom of this wall, and a stair that will lead you to the next layer, where you'll repeat these builds. When cranking 90s, you'll have to understand your jump fatigue. That forbids you to change up more than 3 times in a row, and how to keep going while it resets. You will also need to have a good placement to keep climbing. With a bad placement, you'll end up under the stair where you're supposed to be over it. For the placement, you'll want to stay on the left side of your stair. That way, you'll be able to place above the next stair you'll place, since it will be on your right. Let's now see the movement. It's shaped a bit like a D. You'll want to look forward to place a wall behind your stair and one above it. That's the line of the D going up. Then you'll want to quickly look to your right with a 90-degree whip to place another wall. That's the top curve of the D, and quickly look down to place a floor and a stair. The floor will force the next stair to place right in this box, whereas without a floor, that stair could misplace. If you need to take it slower, you can do this cheap but efficient 90s, where you simply place a floor and a stair without caring for walls. These 90s will teach you the timing of the turn. If done correctly, you'll still keep your running momentum, and that's what we'll be aiming for with the classic 90s. You can even learn how to do it crouch, to really get to understand that movement slower. Back to the classic 90s. Once you got that movement, you'll understand that to keep your running momentum, you'll need to precisely time your jumps. And after 3 jumps, you'll need to crank the next 90s without jumping. This is where the cheap 90s comes in handy, but you can also do regular walk 90s. Which leads us to the timing. To get the timing right, you'll need to chain crank 90s, a few hundreds of them. Queue into a private creative game and start building. You'll notice that you'll be able to phase with many builds if you time your jumps the right way. The first jump should occur right there, then the second jump comes in very fast and so does the third one. The fastest you'll be able to do this, the fastest you'll be up, and during a fight, the players that has the most efficient 90s will claim height. So what to do when you failed cranking 90s? Well, you need to keep climbing. Whether you're under the stair or if you slipped on the side, keep going. Edit that wall to start a new climb. You need to understand how to keep going, because if you simply box up, not only does the enemy sure to have height, he'll also see that you stopped going and that's an invitation to come box fight you. If you fail, try again. Quickly. The more you'll get used to crank 90s, the more comfortable you'll be taking liberties when building, which can lead you to nice discoveries. And the more movesets you'll have learned, the more impressive you'll look to an enemy, so the more intimidated he'll be. 90s are the most basic movement to learn in a fight, but there are hundreds of moves in Fortnite. Like I said in the last video, Fortnite is like a chess game, but you're the only pawn and you have to know all the movesets yourself. In the next middle course video, we'll learn more basic movesets. Don't forget to like the video to help me keep doing these tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one. Have fun!